Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to plunge into some really fascinating topics and pull out the most vital nuggets of knowledge for you. Imagine this for a second. What if the key to living forever wasn't some, sci-fi tech, but an ancient plant, hidden, with a really dark secret? And what if this group, these ruthless people, stumbled on it centuries back, and they've been living among us ever since, just changing faces, blending right in?
That is a genuinely chilling thought, isn't it? And today, we're taking a deep dive into this really wild, unsettling story from John Jones. Specifically, we're looking at excerpts from Black Soul Rose. It's this huge narrative, spans, 3 audiobook collections, 6 book collections. It's massive.
Right. And our mission today isn't just to retell the story. We want to dig into the sinister origins of this secret society, really analyze their frankly shocking method for immortality, and explore the terrifying knock-on effects their existence has on everyone, on the unsuspecting world, right down to, the future itself. We're going to unpack what the story really says about power, survival, and I guess the human condition, or maybe post-human. Let's get into it.
Okay. So to really get a handle on this, we have to go back, way back, to the beginning, 1759 London. John Jones sets the scene with these 7 medical practitioners. Ambitious, yes, but also morally bankrupt.
Yeah.
Completely. They got kicked out of the university for unethical research. And it escalated fast. They were experimenting on live vagabonds right off the streets. This isn't just, cutting corners. It establishes this core ruthlessness right from page 1.
So, already a history of just unthinkable cruelty. And then they're being transported to what the source calls a compassionate unit for violent criminals, which sounds naive, honestly. They're unchained, only 2 guards. A decision that just screams disaster waiting to happen. What happens next?
Oh, catastrophic is the word. John Jones is really clear here. Yeah. Their escape, it wasn't desperate, it was cold, calculated. They slaughtered the guards easily, just no remorse shown at all. And this act, this violence, it's not just plot. It tells you everything about their nature, what they value, or rather what they don't.
A brutal escape. And one of them, this guy Jason, he ends up adrift at sea for weeks, apparently, until he spots this tiny island, unmapped, middle of the Pacific, home to the Narabi tribe. So how does he find their secret? Does he, hesitate at all?
Not even slightly. The source paints him as purely self-interested, persistent. Says he chipped away until he got what he wanted. And what he wanted was the Narabi secret. These black soul rose seeds, their property is, it's horrifying. You swallow a seed, someone else swallows a seed. Your consciousness transfers to their body and their soul, pushed out, gone, to the afterlife. The text describes it as the spirit of a person passing through teleportation portals inside the mind. Wild stuff.
Almost unbelievable. And Jason's reaction to finding this is maybe the most chilling part of their origin.
Yeah.
He stays 2 more days, knows the Narabi won't just hand over the seeds, so he kills them, all 62 of them, slits their throats while they sleep. It's the moment that defines them, right? What they'll do for power.
Exactly. It's brutal, calculated genocide. And it just hammers home that for this group, human life is just disposable. A tool. Jason gets back to London, seeds hidden away, meets up with the other 6. They test the rose immediately. It works. Yeah. And they decide unanimously, keep it secret. Just for them. They knew even then the pandemonium it could cause if it got out.
Which, turns out to be terrifyingly accurate later on. So they quickly find this secret spot, an allotment greenhouse one of them used to own, start growing the roses, and crucially, they destroy all the other flowers. Total monopoly. They hoard the seeds. First in hip flasks and this one pressured vacuum flask. What does that tell us about their strategy, their long game?
Well, what's really interesting is how quickly their motivation shifts. It's not just about survival anymore. They explicitly want to live different lives. They target young, attractive bodies. They want to satisfy, and this is a quote, their bloodlusts and medical curiosities, all while blending in. The sheer nerve of it, living multiple lives, youth to old age, over and over, staying in the same area. It shows this incredible confidence, this complete detachment. It's their new normal.
Okay, so that sets the stage. Let's jump ahead. Fast forward to the present day, and this is where their audacious existence kind of crashes into a new generation. The 7 are now kids, school children on a field trip. And their cover story, we just got lost for 3 hours, which is thin, really thin.
Yeah, almost comically thin. And the story makes a point of showing how the adults, especially their parents, just can't quite square it. This flimsy story versus these kids who are suddenly acting like tiny, cynical adults with way too much knowledge. It's deeply unsettling.
And right in the middle of this, we meet Brett. He was one of the kids on the trip, but somehow he wasn't possessed. He went through something awful, though, taken at knife point by these old men, as he describes them. And he tries desperately to tell his older brother, Kieran, that something really bad happened.
But nobody believes him. That's the tragedy. He's dismissed as just a lying little boy, which leads to him being totally isolated, dealing with some very real trauma all alone.
God, you can just imagine how awful that must feel, knowing the truth and being ignored. Meanwhile, his brother, Kieran, he starts out as the rational one, right? Man of science. But things start piling up, evidence that just doesn't fit his worldview. His little brother's story, it's consistent, it's detailed. The other kids' personalities, completely changed, acting like jaded old people. And then the clincher, 7 dead pensioners found, ruled suicides in the exact same place the kids disappeared.
This is where it gets really juicy, isn't it? Science versus the utterly inexplicable.
Exactly. That clash, it fuels the next horrifying phase. The possessed kids start tidying up, eliminating threats. Jordan, who's possessed, sets up the school bully Boomer, forces him to eat a tarantula, makes it look like a freak accident. It's not about revenge, it's just risk management for them. Cold. And it just gets worse, doesn't it? Dorothy, another possessed child, murders the child psychologist, Teresa, with a handgun, stages it as a suicide, blames the trauma of the kid's ordeal. It's so calculated. Stop her from digging too deep with therapy, scans, anything that might expose them. Shows their strategic thinking, total lack of empathy.
And they keep going. Any loose ends. Ian and Jordan lure Brett, the boy who knew too much, to a field. They drown him in a bath. Stage that as a suicide too. Survivor guilt. Chantel, another one, writes this crude suicide note. And the police, they buy it. It's chilling how easily they manipulate the system.
Even family isn't safe. Sam, possessed, kills his father, Austin, slits his throat. Boyd poisons his parents, Thorazine and Strychnine, in a cake of all things. These aren't emotional acts, it's just practical. Securing new living arrangements, more freedom, zero attachment to the people whose lives they've stolen.
And then inevitably, they turn on Kieran. They murder his parents, Martha and Percy, in their own home. Kieran barely escapes. And guess what? The police suspect him initially, which just highlights how impossible it is to explain this stuff to normal authorities. Kieran's completely alone with this terrifying reality.
Okay, so the heat is on. Kieran's after them. Things are getting messy. How do they get out of this? They're still kids, technically. They come up with this ultimate diversion. It's macabre.
It really is. They stage their own suicides as children. They hang their empty kid bodies from a tree near this old bowling clubhouse. Use police ticker tape. Leave another fake note about trauma. It's this grotesque performance designed to make everyone think the traumatized kids are dead, to just vanish from the official record.
Unbelievable. And it works.
It works. Completely throws everyone off. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Kieran's friend Herbie, is this sort of amateur detective, actually believed Kieran. Herbie tracks down the group, who are now in adult bodies again, but he gets too close. Chantel possesses him. And the detail here is fascinating. Herbie immediately feels the pain from a stab wound his new body already had. It gives you this really visceral sense of the transfer. It's not a clean slate for the body. It's a hostile takeover.
Wow. Okay. So new bodies, new base, a horse sanctuary. That sounds random.
It is, but it becomes the site for their next round of experiments. And this is where it gets truly depraved. They torture the owner, Bill, systematically. Horrifically, sewing a horse penis onto him, replacing his legs with horse legs, flaying his skin is pure sadism. Their medical curiosities unleashed, just monstrous.
God, that's beyond words. So Kieran finds them there with the police.
He does, but it's the police, the media, everything. The group gets cornered in a nearby restaurant kitchen, and this is where they pull off their most bizarre escape yet.
Oh, don't tell me.
Yep, cockroaches.
No! Seriously? Cockroaches.
Seriously. They transfer their souls into cockroaches to escape the kitchen, which just blows the doors off, right? What are the limits of this thing? Can they possess anything?
Seems like it. Almost anything. But one of them gets away differently. Dorothy.
Right. Dorothy avoids the cockroach fate. She goes into a sparrow first, then finds another human host. But here's the twist. The rest of the group scatters. She, however, tracks down Kieran. And the really surprising thing, her intense hatred for him, it's gone, faded. That's a massive shift.
Okay, that is unexpected. Why? What happens?
It's a pivotal moment. Seems like maybe being separated broke the collective's hold on her somehow.
Yeah.
Her final meeting with Kieran isn't about revenge at all. She actually thanks him, says he inadvertently freed her from the group's darkness. Then she gives him the flask, the vacuum flask with the last of the original seeds. And to prove it all, she demonstrates, right there. Uses 2 students who don't believe Kieran, possesses one, pushes the soul out, shows him how it works. Horrifying, undeniable proof.
Wow. So she gives them the seeds, and the truth is out. What happens then, globally?
It's the nightmare scenario they always knew could happen. The seeds get out, spread, and suddenly, attractive, beautiful people become the prime targets for possession. Governments try to control it. They fail. Miserably. Human greed just takes over. It leads to, quote, pandemonium. Society literally tears itself apart for 2,000 years, all driven by this dark desire for immortality, no matter the cost, complete self-destruction.
2,000 years of chaos, triggered by one plant and 7 corrupt individuals. That's an incredibly bleak vision.
It is a world where the quest for eternal life becomes the engine of its own downfall.
So after diving deep into Black Soul Rose, what does this all mean for you listening right now? The story really forces you to ask some tough questions about immortality itself, doesn't it? Is it really a gift? If it means endless murder, living borrowed life after borrowed life, totally cutting yourself off from who you were?
Yeah, and it really pushes that question. When does ambition just curdle into monstrosity? What does it say about us, about human desire? If given this chance for eternal life, this is the path we take. Consuming lives, destroying connections, until everything just unravels.
The story ends on this terrifying note. A world reshaped, yeah, but not by progress or anything noble, reshaped by our darkest, most primal urges. And it leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What other hidden seeds of knowledge of power might be out there? Just waiting for the right person, or maybe the wrong person, to dig them up and start a change we can never take back. Something to think about.